Well, it is now time for one of my favorite times of the week. Justin, you got some goodies here for us that I'm excited to try.
Yes, another sweet treat, and it's another jelly and jam thing with toast. We've done that a couple of times already, but it's actually something new that I did with my cherries.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the picture. I raised Nanking cherries. I got a couple of other varieties, but they haven't produced so much. There's one of the little cherries getting ready this year. I'm going to have a pretty good crop once again. I transplanted a few as well. That's a nice thing about these Nanking cherry trees is that they grow pretty well without much need for trimming or fertilizer.
Sure.
They generally like a sunny spot, and it seems the deer don't bother them very much either.
Which is key around.
Yes, which is very key. That's been my my experience anyway, which is a good thing because otherwise I got to put fences around everything. So with the cherries this year, we've had cherries on Garden Goodies before, but something new. For the first time ever, I've made jelly.
Okay, which I tried before we got back on the air. Delicious.
Yes, and people might wonder, well, what's the difference between a jelly and a jam or a preserve, right? And the jelly is made from the juice of the berry.
Okay.
And the Nanking cherries are kind of small. You know, you can eat them, you can snack on them, but mainly they're made for juice.
Okay.
You know? And so I thought, well, I'll make some jelly. And it's a little bit more work, but this recipe, we're going to have it online later today. Turned out super. You thought that
delicious, nice and sweet, and the flavor comes through really strongly.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm wondering what these are, though. You've kind of had me anticipating these other two.
Another great berry I grow is currants, and I thought since we're talking about the difference between jelly and jams, I have currant and blackberry jam and currant and raspberry jam.
Okay.
So try those out. A jam is made from the whole fruit. We talked about the cherry jelly here. That is just made from the cherry juice. The jam is a blended or mashed fruit. And some people might wonder, well, what's the difference between a jam and a preserve? They might have heard that before. And a preserve has actually really big chunks or
which I don't like. I don't like
pieces of fruit in it, whereas the jam is mashed. And he's tasting the
So I had the
currant and blackberry.
Yes.
Currant
tastes exactly like wine. That
wine.
One does. Let's try this one.
Like wine. Well, I wanted to see if Jake thought the currants were okay, because currant jam and jelly is very popular in some parts of the world. But I found here, most people I gave currants to, black currants, it's kind of tart. They don't like it.
Which one is this one?
Raspberry and currant.
I don't really care for that one, but I like the blackberry.
The blackberry one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Well, there you go. Some jams and jellies on Garden Goodies. Well, again, we'll have the story and the recipe online coming up in about an hour.
All right, and stay tuned. We've got your top stories coming up next.